excited to see her play again today.
Yeah, Sonoma Katska, Notre Dame starter last year when they got all the way to the ACC championship game. Not the starter for the second straight day. Seemed to tweak something in warm-ups before the Nebraska game. And so they go with Hollomon, who was very strong in that game against the Huskers, the 1-1 draw. And it's Notre Dame with the ball first as they look to build possession. One thing they have not done so far this year is score first. They got a chance here. Ball's loose. Picked up by Charlie Codd, and it'll be deflected and go out of play. A good start for Notre Dame.
Yeah, strong start, some quick position there. And as you can see, leading up to this, it was a bunch of fast possession to a long ball from Syra, which created this opportunity with no goalie that got deflected for a corner. But a good start and good momentum for the Irish.
Yeah, so Murray State gave up a goal 14 seconds in their last game against Missouri, and almost another disaster right off kickoff there. But they save it, and then they defend the corner. Notre Dame still with it, though, in the attacking half. It's crossed in, and coming out to get it is Griselda Rivolioro, who is starting for Murray State today, as she has for most of her career. 200th career save for Rivolioro in the game against Missouri, and makes a good play on the corner there. So here's Hollomon, will get her first touch. But how important is the start for Notre Dame today?
It's crucial. Notre Dame historically has had a significantly higher number of shots in the second half. And so to have a strong start will really help them to reverse the momentum coming off of 3 ties early in the season.
Yeah, they've not led yet this season. They've not scored first this season. They were 12-0-1 last year when scoring first. So you know how important it is for them. They're also very strong at home last season, 10-1. So we get our first whistle. And here's Nate Norman, the bench boss for Notre Dame, 9th season as head coach, 2022 ACC Coach of the Year. So you see on screen, Bryn, no wins in the first 3 games for Notre Dame. That's the first time in program history that has been the case.
Yeah, Nate Norman has been a very strong coach for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish women's soccer team, but this has been a slower start than past seasons. So this game is really crucial to showing how they rebound and recover moving into their gauntlet of a schedule later in the season.
Yeah, and when we talked to Coach Norman earlier this season, and we asked him kind of describe the state of your team early on, and his first words out of his mouth were, we need to score some more goals. And I think that has still rung true, although they did put up 3 in their last 2 games, but still looking for that big offensive breakthrough like they had many a times last season when they were the 4th highest scoring team in all of the country.
Yeah, and just based on the early minutes so far, it seems Notre Dame's strategy going into this game is to try to dominate possession and keep it under control, and then find the moment from transition from the defensive to offensive zone and really take advantage of that quick momentum transition to try to get some shots on goal. So interested to see if that plays out and how it changes throughout the game today.
And of course, Bryn, you can't overlook the fact that one of the big storylines early this season for the Irish is the absence of Izzy Engel. She has not played. You just saw on screen 19 goals last year. Does the strategy change with her not in the lineup?
Oh, 100%. And that's what we're seeing today as well, is a lot of freshmen are getting some really good quality minutes. And so in terms of increasing the depth and trying out the new talent in different spots, these few games are a really great opportunity for Coach Nate Norman to see what's the most successful for the team as they move it on and continue throughout the season.
And here's Riley DiMartino crossing it in. Rivolorio out to make a play on it. It's still alive. Another chance to cross it here, high one. And the header is going to go wide of the far post. So a couple looks for Notre Dame, but nothing quite dangerous yet.
Yeah, and looking back at this, a great cross from DiMartino, really taking it to the sideline and trying to get it across, and a deflection by the Murray State defensive unit.
It looks like just out of the reach of the jumping Notre Dame attacker there. Already the Irish with 3 tries towards the net. And no, we're talking all about kind of what Notre Dame's trying to do early this season. As for Murray State, we mentioned it briefly in the open, but with so much roster turnover, they have 12 new players on this team from last year. They have to make some positional changes, and that has included trying new center backs as DiMartino tries it again. Oh, it's loose as it's bobbled, but it's then gathered in. Revelorio had to recover, and she did to save the goal. That was nearly a disaster for the Racers goalkeeper.
Revelorio has been under some pressure in the early minutes of this game so far in her hometown state of Indiana.
So let's just finish the thought. Murray State, 2 new center backs in this game, in this season, I should say, including, as we mentioned in the open, Ava Roberson, who was tied for the team leading goals last year, all of a sudden playing center back. Their coach, Ben Madsen, it's his first year, and he's kind of come in and, you know, put his imprint on the team right away, trying to get the systems in order before the conference season begins.
And Coach Ben Madsen is very experienced in the SEC, spending 14 years as Auburn's defensive coordinator for the team. So really trying to build that defensive unit and ensure the strength moving forward.
Yeah, there he is. First season as a head coach. You see those 14 seasons at Auburn, knowing he's known for his defensive mind and recruiting abilities, Bryn, as you mentioned. And so, you know, he's going to try his best to kind of, you know, for lack of a better word, whip this Murray State team into shape, especially defensively. They've already ceded 4 goals in 2 games. So trying to get them to be, you know, play as a team, play in system, and keep the ball out of the net at a better rate than they have early on.
And he's scheduled a very challenging first few games for this Murray State team to help them grow and develop and get ready for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. So it's the 3rd time in Murray State program history today that they've played against a ranked team. And it's not just any ranked team. When they scheduled this game, Notre Dame was number 2 in the country. They've since fallen to number 8, but are still absolutely one of the best teams in the entire NCAA. It's the 3rd straight Power 4 opponent for the Racers. They're 0-2 with losses to Ole Miss and Mizzou. 2 games that, you know, still working some things out. Those are obviously very tough early season games. It's played ahead. Hodson trying to get to it, but Revelorio came out aggressively to make the play with her right foot. It's already seeing, Bryn, Notre Dame not afraid to play the ball into space and try to let some of their forwards run onto it. Oh, inside the box. Left played in the middle, deflected, it's still loose, and maybe an offsides, and yes, as getting just ahead of the play were the Fighting Irish, and they are offside. Pretty good feed in there, though, from Kirsch.
Yeah, and just watching the replay on this, you can see number 27, Lily Joseph is just slightly offsides, getting ahead of the defender, but a good look inside for the Irish.
They've seen them move the ball around effectively a couple times now. A lot of offense generated from that left side for Joseph. Both goals in the draw against Penn State, also had 8 shots in that game, so you know she's going to be aggressive offensively. Also can play midfield. See if Murray State can try to generate anything here. Reagan Tate trying to run onto it. Guarded by 2 Irish jerseys, and Tate will kick it, hoping it for one of her teammates, but it'll go for a goal kick. Tate playing her 50th career game, senior out of Tennessee. Listed on the roster as a defender, but, you know, Murray State still trying to work things out, move things around, so she's at forward. Oh, a chance for Hodson, who chips it around, and it's going to go for a foul, I believe. Could it be a card here, potentially? Hodson down. Yellow card coming out. Revelorio will get it. Perhaps, though, a good card, Bryn, saving a goal, but either way, Notre Dame a glorious look early on.
And it looks like they're going to review this, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Let's take a look back at this. As you can see, Hodson's wide open in space. Her and the keeper, and just gets tripped up right there. It looks like it was outside of the box from what I'm seeing. So it should be a foul outside, but hard play for the Murray State goalkeeper, Revelorio. Her on a one-on-one with one of Notre Dame's most dangerous forwards right there.
Yeah, so if have to wonder if this is a review, Britt, not only for the location of the foul, but also for the severity. Could this, as last man back, be a red card?
Hard to tell, especially this early in the game. Let's take a look back at this. It looks like, in my opinion, a yellow card, just because part of it is her trying to block the ball, and there wasn't the like take out intentionally. It's almost like positioned her body so she hit her, not like a leg out or like an arm out. So I would believe this will stand as a yellow, but we'll have to wait for the main referee's decision to come.
I have to say, I agree with you. I don't see much malicious intent. I don't see, as you mentioned, no leg out. Just kind of like Griselda Revelorio stood her ground, and, you know, obviously I think it's a foul and think it's a yellow, but I think you make good points there. So we'll have to see what comes of this. But either way, Revelorio has been busy early, the senior goalkeeper, as you mentioned, from this state of Indiana. And, you know, if she picks up the yellow here,
I would say,
make her, you know, she's been aggressive early, so you have
yeah,
to, she's going to have to play perhaps a bit more cautiously so as to not pick up that second yellow if this were to stand.
it'll be interesting to see how that will affect her gameplay moving forward, as she's already played a big role for Murray State so far in the first about 10 minutes of this game. She didn't really have a choice, though, in that situation, and going back to the yellow versus red, the referee seems to have made a decision. But it will be interesting to see what the decision is. I do agree, though, there wasn't a ton of malicious intent. It was almost more of a block, but she did get in the way of the running Hodgson, so interesting to see what the official call will be.
And so they're explaining it to Nate Norman right now. Adriana Contreras, the referee, Justin Bell and Jeremy Sharp, the assistants, Marcus Bennett, the alternate official for today's game. So I haven't seen a signal yet, but we do seem to have a call coming. So Murray State will exit their huddle and get back into play. There's Contreras, who's called her second foul of the game. First one on Murray State, and haven't seen anything to indicate that this is either being upgraded or changed from a yellow. So
based on what we're seeing so far, it looks like it'll be a free kick from just outside of the box.
A golden opportunity on a set piece for the Irish early on. Joseph is in the vicinity. That wall is going to have to be moved back a bit. There's the request. So looks like maybe a four-person wall that is going to have to move quite significantly, actually. Also, Canada on the ball. She's got 6 shots this season, still looking for her first career point. Freshman out of Michigan. So 2 talented options for the Irish. Will it be Joseph or Canada? As Revelorio sets the wall. Contreras gets ready to blow the whistle. Also got DiMartino out wide, but you have to imagine a shot's coming here. Passes into the box. It's loose for a strike, and it's deflected high for a corner. So they do go for the pass. Joseph slid it on the ground, and maybe trying to find Hodgson in the middle. We'll get another look, Bryn.
Yeah, and I didn't get the official call, but I believe from that position outside of the box, it has to be touched before it can be considered a goal. And so that might have been part of the intent there. But again, don't know for sure because we never got the exact call from the referee.
Low corner is headed away by Aaron O'Shea. And will lead to a Notre Dame throw-in. So O'Shea, 2 good corner defenses so far. The Irish have had 2 chances from that far side. This one's played in. Hodgson trying to get to it, throws it towards the goal. Cleared away. That time Abby McDonald, one of the new center backs for Ben Madsden, cleared that away. Joseph back for Charlie Syra. Plays it to the left side. Shea defending. And the clearing attempt is knocked away. Throw in coming for the Racers, and pretty good early defense for them so far, defending a couple good looks from the Irish.
Yeah, and shout out to the goalkeeper, Revelorio. She's had a significant number of stops so far in this game and has performed pretty well so far. Not afraid to go up for the challenges.
Yeah, 2 saves, but as you mentioned, I think more important than her saves have been her aggressive challenges. And she does have the yellow card that she's playing on now, but as you mentioned, it was the right play, saved a goal, and she's going to have to continue to be aggressive, support that back line. Here's DiMartino along the right side. She'll try to play it in. It's going to deflect and head towards the touchline, and it will go out. So it'll be another corner for Notre Dame, deflected out by Donahue. Third corner for Notre Dame, first one from this near side.
And it looks like Syra is going to take the corner kick, a freshman new to the Irish team who's been really crucial in the transition play and in really opening up a lot of those long balls.
Syra will feed it in. It's a good one. It's loose in the box. They still head it about. It's like a game of hot potato with the heads, and finally cleared away out of the box.
I think that was a series of about 6 headers in a row, but...
And Revelorio will have an easy collect there. Well, hot potato with the foreheads, Bryn.
Notre Dame's had a lot of opportunity inside the box, but haven't been able to finish on anything so far in this game.
So you got a first look at what Murray State may try to do today. Feed it to Breeze Bass along that right side. You mentioned in the open, 2-sport athlete for the Racers. She also runs track. She's very fast. So keep looking out for number 2 in navy blue along the right side of the field. It's like she's got it here. Has an option far side, but it's taken away briefly, and Notre Dame will repossess. Revelorio will settle it down. Plays it to Ava Wilson. So, Bren, this team for Murray State, Ava Wilson wears number 11. Sammy Wilson wears number 13. They also have graduate assistant and last year's, one of their top players in captains last year in Megan Wilson. None of them are related.
Just a team full of Wilsons at this point, but both are very strong players right now. And the grad assistant or assistant coach is someone who head coach Ben Madsen said has really helped him to ease his transition.
Yeah, he spoke very highly of Megan Wilson in her first year after having been an excellent player for the Racers last year. And there's coaching staff for Murray State. It's a pretty new staff. Of course, they lost their head coach last season. Matt Lodge was replaced by Ben Madsen, and he brought a couple new assistants with him, including Megan Wilson, who is so valuable to this Murray State team, knowing kind of probably big help because she knows almost all the players way better than Madsen did when he took the job.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a really big advantage to have, is that kind of in on this program you're coming into. And so for him to have that advice, not only on the players on his team, but the schedule overall, is invaluable.
Then you look at the flip side for Notre Dame and their top assistant associate, I should say, Dawn Sergey, 24th year on staff, so a lot more continuity there. She's been with the team since 2003, been here for 2 national championships.
The Notre Dame coaching staff has been here for a significant amount of time and really established this program as one of the continual best in the ACC.
Now, last year reached the ACC championship game before losing to Stanford in penalty kicks. Number 1 seed for the NCAA tournament before a disappointing loss right here at this field to Ohio State in double overtime. One of the big shocks of the tournament. Get a look at their resume from last season, 15-2-3. One of the best offenses in the country. You know, if they're going to reach that point again, Bryn, they're going to need to get healthy, and they're going to need these freshmen that are getting these valuable minutes early to kind of step into depth roles and, you know, contribute where they need to.
Yeah, and despite retaining a significant amount of the point generators from last year, a significant number of starters have changed either due to injury or just not being available to play. And so there's a lot of new freshmen coming in. It'll be interesting to see how they can develop them and increase their roster depth moving forward as more players come back and get healthy.
There's Charlie Codd trying to play through. It's blocked off. She has it back. Long for Canada. Canada will have a go, maybe off the hand. No call yet. No call coming. Wow, that certainly looked like that could have been a handball.
And something to note this year is there's differences in the VAR rules. Looking back at this, looks like it was a handball. Hard to tell from this angle, and it has to hit below the elbow. So maybe, we couldn't see from our angle, but maybe it hit closer to the shoulder. But interesting no call. But with the new VAR rules, each coach only has 2 challenges for video review. So unless it's a goal line review or a time review, you have to be careful with when you're choosing to pull that VAR challenge.
Yeah, you mentioned, Bryn, one big rule change if this is your first women's soccer game of the year in NCAA. Referees will not stop play to review handballs or fouls anymore. Those have to come from coaches' challenges. We've seen a couple sports introduce the concept of the coaches' challenge in recent years, and now NCAA women's soccer the next to do so. So each coach gets 2. You use them or you lose them. And right there, I believe, because it may have not hit below the elbow, as you mentioned, Coach Nate Norman choosing not to use it. Still in conversation, by the way, on the sideline with one of the assistant and alternate referees over there. So still some discussion going on, but it looks like they will play on.
Making his mind known, but not using one of his official challenges.
He's just now sat down. Oh, steal along the far side, some physical contact, but the ref let him play. Canada in the middle, looking to connect. Now it's played out wide. Here's DiMartino. Cuts it back on her left, tries to play it in the middle, but it's deflected away and cleared by the Racers. Trying to spin onto it is Gabby Ramdeen, transfer from Lipscomb, making her first career start today. And the referee will call it back. That one's going to come against Murray State.
Brees Bass was slightly offsides in that, trying to circle back after the ball had been played, but was already ahead of her defender prior.
Good eyes. Now both teams have gone offsides once in the game. Shots 9-0 Notre Dame. Shots on goal 2-0. Corner kicks 3-0 for the Irish. But where it matters most, still 0-0. Notre Dame has not led this season. They have not scored in the first half yet this season. Murray State also not led, but they did score in the first half in that loss to Missouri. After allowing that goal 14 seconds in, they did respond with 39 minutes played. Nice pass in the middle. Hodson to the left side. Revelorio coming out, makes a sliding play as Canada just couldn't quite get to it. And another great play from the Murray State keeper.
A nice turn by Hodson and a really nice stop by Revelorio. Kind of looking back at this, Hodson posts up the defender and slips the ball through, believe for Reese Canada, and then Revelorio is just able to make that stop.
A nice ball, but even better work in goal, as Revelorio has been busy. That's Ramdeen on it for the Racers. Plays it off to Bass, who will try to play it into the middle, looking for Reagan Tate, but it's taken away by the Irish.
And over on the Irish sideline, you can see a lot of the subs are starting to warm up. Curious if there'll be some changes made soon.
And there is one Racer standing by the scorer's table, so perhaps next whistle, next opportunity, there will be a substitution. And you mentioned it, the whole Notre Dame bench, everyone who's active today just got up and did some stretching. Especially early in the season, you have to imagine there's going to be a lot of rotating. These players are still getting into, you know, mid-season game shape. No matter how hard you train the offseason, playing the game is always different. DiMartino with a nice play to spin away from the defensive Ava Wilson. Now she'll play it back in the direction of her teammate, that being Gracie Milam. Canada cuts it back on her left foot, still has it, now plays it off. Both sidelines seem to be yelling stuff onto the field. The ball is kicked out, it'll be a Notre Dame throw.
After a lot of really early momentum for Notre Dame, the game has slowly started to slow down a little bit, both teams a little more composed, but not as many opportunities for either side these last few minutes.
This one's played in, but it's cleared away. Nice play by Ava Roberson back there. Here's Joseph with a nice move, tries a shot and it's blocked. Joseph centers it, cleared away again. And the Racers will get to it and play it out to Ramdeen. Pretty good defense there. Couple blocks. There's DiMartino again for the Irish, trying to work it to the outside. Throws it to the middle, it's headed away by Roberson. Nice defensive play from the new center back. And it's out for a Murray State throw. They'll go quickly instead of making that sub. There's Ramdeen on it. Tries to play it through and does connect with Sammy Wilson, playing in game number 60 of her career. She's shoved off of it by Claire Logan on defense. So we get another look at those Notre Dame looks in the last couple minutes, Brent.
Yeah, and these were some good looks, but also some really great defensive work from Murray State, with number 7, Erin O'Shea, really able to clear that one out. And then again, some great headers by the center backs, really stopping DiMartino and Joseph's good chances.
Yeah, I saw a great play in that sequence from Abby McDonald, Ava Roberson, and Erin O'Shea, as you mentioned. So defense by committee right now for Murray State, just trying to keep that ball from getting towards goal. Played halfway through the first half, as Hodgson's onto it for Notre Dame. Tries a left-footed shot, Revelorio with a dive, and she gathers it. Not much on that one, but a pretty good look for one of Notre Dame's best players early on.
Yeah, and something that we've seen too is, again, these center backs for Murray State, both were forwards. And Coach Ben Madsen kind of realized, hey, these are some good fits for our back line and will help to really strengthen the team overall. And they have done great so far in this game, really stopping the dangerous Notre Dame offensive unit.
Yeah, as you mentioned it, it's basically a brand new defense. That's what happens when you bring in 12 new players. You see the captain armband around the left arm for Abby McDonald, and she's listed on the roster as a midfielder playing center back. Ava Roberson, 4 goals, 9 points last year. All of a sudden, she's a center back, and just trying to mix and match and find out who can do what if you're Ben Madsen. And now it'll be a throw deep in Murray State territory, or in Irish territory for Murray State, but first a couple substitutions maybe. Kate Kemmerley and Chase Ying will enter the game for the Irish. Hodgston will exit, as will Charlie Codd. So a couple midfield changes for Nate Norman. Murray State also makes a change. Ramdeen comes out.
Interesting to see how these changes will affect the game so far, but Murray State really seems to be settling down after a little bit of a shaky start, kind of finding their feet and starting to push forward with some better offensive chances.
Certainly are. This is really the first time we've seen them possess in the Notre Dame half, now trying to get it into the final third. Kendall English into the game, by the way, for the Racers, number 30 in blue. She replaces Ramdeen. Just over 20 minutes to play. First half that is, as you mentioned, started with Notre Dame dominance, but since then has really settled down. Still no shot attempts for the Racers. 11 now for the Irish, but just 3 on goal. Long ball, it's intercepted by Roberson. Bass trying to get to it. Logan heads it away. Bass will let it go out for a throw. Played into the middle and headed away. Comes to Canada, trying to find some escape, and she does. And Notre Dame will settle it down. Comes to Donahue, who will play it back. Oh, pressure there, and it's taken away by Joseph, who spins by. Joseph with a chance on goal, and it's wide. Just missed the far post. Lily Joseph almost had her 3rd of the year.
And looking back on this, Joseph just makes the hustle play, winning that ball and taking it up the sidelines. A nice little move right there, and tries to slot it in, and it just goes wide. But Joseph's hustle and technical skills are unmatched, and that was a really clear play of her strengths as a forward.
The junior out of Connecticut had that big game against Penn State to help Notre Dame secure a draw. 2 of Notre Dame's 3 goals on the season. Leading scorer by points as well, and you could see why there with that takeaway, that fancy footwork, and then just unable to finish. And you know, we talk about her. Let's give credit to Griselda Revelorio for coming out, making that a way tougher play than it could have been, taking away that angle, forcing Joseph to use that left foot and put it wide.
And a nice scissors move by Lily Joseph, moving up that sideline and trying to fake out the defender before taking a really strong shot. Probably, I would say, Notre Dame's best opportunity of the day, except for possibly the one that got a yellow card on Revelorio. But a really strong play by Joseph, and maybe some momentum gaining back to the Notre Dame team.
We'll see what Murray State can do. Going the other way. Here's Tate along the left side, trying to work on Milam. And it's going to go out for a corner. Good work by Tate to draw the chance, and first time we'll get to see the Racers with a corner kick.
And just looking back on this, Tate is able to really take it up that sideline, but just can't get the angle for the cross. Really able to shield it out and make sure her team gets a corner kick.
High one to the back post and headed away by the Irish. A little miscommunication there, perhaps, as almost looked like Ava Wilson was going to go for the long-range strike from about as far out as you can conceivably try at goal. Logan with a nice outlet pass. Notre Dame will turn it the other direction. It's a nice looking run from Ying just into the game. Fresh legs. So to look at the shot discrepancy. Notre Dame has put 12 towards goal. They're averaging 5 per game early, so good sign for them. At least in terms of chance generation. Now can they find that finish? That's what everyone in the stands wants to know. Another sub coming for Notre Dame. Logan will exit, as will DiMartino. Marley Adams comes in. Just look at the Notre Dame bench and see. You know, Bryn, you played for a while. How do you not let frustration build when you're generating all these chances and not finishing?
You just have to keep pushing forward and hope that one's coming soon.
There's one from Joseph, blocked. Follow-up goes high and wide. So again, good look, but well defended by the Racers. We'll get another look.
Yeah, I'm looking back at this again. Lily Joseph showing her power as a forward and her foot skills again. Just getting deflected over there by number 3, Abby McDonald. and then the follow-up just went a little wide. But Notre Dame should have some wind behind them, really getting those shots on goal. But you kind of have to figure out what's going wrong. Like, the final finish right now is lacking compared to the opportunities generated. So trying to figure out how to take a step back, and it's hard in the moment of the game, but really think through how can we kind of fix that final finish or get more people on the rebound. I'd say that's their best move going forward.
And of course, it's difficult to do that when you're down. Your top scorer from last year, Izzy Engel, still game to game. Annabelle Chukwu may be available today, we're not sure. She didn't play in the last game against Nebraska. 12 goals last year for her, which was second on the team, so it doesn't help when you're struggling to score and your top options are not in the lineup. That one's played ahead into space. Could be a look here for Wilson, and it's got swallowed up by Hollomon. First shot on goal for the Racers. Sammy Wilson looking for her first career goal, but Jackie Hollomon with the save.
And a good look through there to Wilson, really able to get her speed on it and beat the Notre Dame defensive line, splitting the two and getting that shot on Hollomon.
Pretty nice find, as you mentioned. We'll get another look. Really nice ball in there, Brandon. Good chance for Wilson.
Yeah, really good slip through, able to get the speed on the back line and kind of get that chance.
I believe it was Bass who made the play. Preseason first team All Missouri Valley Conference, also on the first team last season after 4 goals and 4 assists. She's a good scorer, but also an extremely crafty playmaker, as you saw there. See if Notre Dame can respond. Ying will play it to the wide side. Played into the box, and Revelorio had to come out with Canada crashing. She will play it ahead towards Bass. Nice trap. But now she's going 1-on-4. We'll try to play it out wide. Nice looking ball. Send into the middle. No one there in blue. Look at that fancy play. And drawing the foul is Bristol Kirsch.
And just taking a look back at this, Bristol Kirsch was really able to show her speed, getting that move around, but an arm grab by number 22, Katie Donahue for Murray State generated a foul for the Irish, allowing them to keep possession.
And how about that fancy play from Kirsch to chip it around Donahue and then run around her to the other side to get to it?
Yeah, and Kirsch is a freshman. So having the confidence there to take on that opponent is a really promising sign and a good part of Nate Norman giving a lot of the freshmen early minutes.
Yeah, and especially doing that in your own half and arguably even in your own third. You see she had a very productive high school career, did Bristol Kirsch from the state of Georgia. Already 7 shots and 2 on goal coming into today's action. As you mentioned it, Bryn, Notre Dame freshmen have played more minutes than any other class year so far this season, with all the injuries that they've had to the junior class, and Engel and Chukwu and Kasika missing and Restovich still not back. So they're relying on these freshmen to pick up these minutes and make an impact right away as they try to, get them experience now so that they can be better at the end of this season and even next season.
And even just looking at the starting lineup, 4 out of the 11 players who started this game were all freshmen, brand new to college life and college soccer, which is a very big difference from their high school and club playing. But they've done quite well. I've been pretty impressed by all of the freshmen out here today for the University of Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. And so really a good development opportunity for them to kind of gain confidence and show how incredible they are. And a very strong overall freshman class for Notre Dame as well.
Yeah, and mentioned at the very top of the broadcast, for those who didn't come early in last spring, which I don't imagine many did, these freshmen haven't even had their first collegiate class yet, and they're already playing their 4th Division I soccer game, and many of them eating quality minutes, combining for over 1,200, even though, as that graphic showed, almost 90% of Notre Dame's offensive production is still around from last season, but that just shows how banged up they are and how much they need these freshmen right now.
Yeah, and honestly, moving forward, as we said before, a foul right there. Switching topics a little bit. It looks as if number 12, Kate Kemmerley, got taken out from behind.
Get a look. Bryn, could this be from in the box, or it looks like it's just outside?
It looks like it's just outside. She got pushed into the box, but the location of the foul took place right outside of it. But again, a very similar position to the kick earlier in the game today.
And it looks like whoever's got the ball for Notre Dame there wants it to be a penalty, holding the ball right by the penalty kick area. So we'll see, again, our referee for today's game, Adriana Contreras, go to review. So confirming whether this should be a penalty or just a dangerous looking free kick. Clock stopped with 9:14 to play in the first half, and already, Bryn, our second review. And while we're doing this review, we'll get another look at this wonderful graphic. Shout out to our production team today, headed by Ben Swiderski, who came up with this one. The minutes by class, and it almost doesn't seem real considering how talented their junior class is and how little freshmen played an impact last year. You see that the current sophomore class of freshmen last year haven't even played a full game. So it's just a big difference from last year, Brent.
100%. But something to note as well is that when this very, very talented junior class were freshmen, a lot of them were gaining significant minutes and became these game players early on. And so with the high minutes seen from the freshmen today and their high productivity levels, you can kind of assume a similar trend will happen where they'll be able to develop and become game makers and game players that are important very early on.
Yeah, and I think the point we were talking about this earlier off the air is that letting these freshmen get this run early in the season will make them better players even just later this season. You don't even have to wait necessarily till next season. We saw it 2 years ago with the talented junior class of Annabelle Chukwu and Grace Restovich, and of course Izzy Engel, getting those minutes as freshmen, even though it wasn't pretty early. As the season progressed, they got better, the team got better, and it led to them last season being a prolific offense and a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Could we see a similar kind of run of show for the Irish, both the beginning of this season into later this season, and see where it goes from there?
100%. And a lot of these freshmen were all team ECNL and GA, which are the two best club conferences for high school soccer. And so they were able to find success on that more junior stage. So helping them with this transition and having their talent span into the college game and getting that comfortability will help them to be even stronger for the later half of the season as they go to try to get the NCAA national championship.
Notre Dame has won it 2 times, as seen under the scoreboard. They've won it 3 times, 2 times since the turn of the century. So we're gonna get another look here at what they're reviewing, where the location of this foul is, and looks like it's gonna be a free kick from just outside the box based on that angle.
And you can see her foot is just planted a few inches outside of that white line of the 18-yard box.
Whoa, they're gonna give Notre Dame a penalty kick.
Oh.
Wow. Huge call. And maybe that's why our referee, Adriana Cabrera, only went over to talk to Ben Madsen. So, second penalty kick of the year for the Irish, and it will once again be Lily Joseph standing over the ball. So all of a sudden, Notre Dame looking for their first lead of the season, and it's not gonna get a better opportunity than this. Joseph already converted a penalty kick earlier this season. And she scores! Perfectly placed in the bottom left. Notre Dame strikes first. They lead. It's 1-0.
And taking a look at this foul again, you can see there's just a trip up right there, a push into the box. I guess her back foot was over the line is kind of what they were assessing. And so if you can see right there, trying to zoom in, I guess her foot was on the line when she was fouled. And so they called it a PK, and Notre Dame was able to score with Lily Joseph having a very nice lower corner PK kick.
Yeah, perfectly done from Joseph. First lead of the season for Notre Dame, first half goal of the season for Notre Dame, and a big sigh of relief for that entire sideline. You take it however you can get it when you're struggling offensively, and for Joseph, she now has 3 goals on the season, 3 of Notre Dame's 4. And again, if you're a Murray State fan and you're confused and you're upset, I have to say you have a point.
That was definitely one of those calls that could have gone either way, but with the technology, with the VAR, you have to assume that that was the best call with all the available information. And so Notre Dame gets on the board with the first goal of the game.
It's too late to overturn it now, so Murray State will have to play from behind after Joseph converts the penalty. She's had a couple looks in this game and does get rewarded. On the right side, it's Adams, fresh into the game, gets into the box, plays it to the middle where it's knocked down. One more pass just behind Canada, else it could have been a good opportunity. Yang will play wide, now it's played back in the middle. Canada will have a strike and it's blocked. Looked like she got a lot on that, but it's eaten up by Roberson.
Powerful strike by Canada, but deflected.
I believe that was actually McDonald who made the play. Still kind of laboring just a little bit, but gets back into position. So we'll see if that opens the floodgates for Notre Dame. Got to feel like the pressure's off a little bit. Murray State will survive and escape. Bass will try to play it ahead. It's knocked down by Mills. So we got another look, Bryn, at the opportunities for Notre Dame just a minute ago.
Yeah, and as you can see here, Adams has a really nice cross into the box, but kind of like bobbles around a little bit, like not really sure who's going to take that strike. And then as you can see here, a shot back and just a great block by number 3, Abby McDonald, prevents this game from being 2-0.
And you have to imagine a little sloppy there for Notre Dame, passing a couple of passes behind their intended targets and not putting them in shooting positions, else it could have been 2-0 just like that. Again, you got to give credit to the Murray State defense. It's been hard worked early. Oh, that pass didn't have much on it. Revelorio had to emergency sweep it away.
Something else, though, is Notre Dame's 1 goal was off of a PK. The Murray State defensive unit has looked very good today, really stopping a lot of the more dangerous chances and preventing any really close goal-scoring opportunities.
Notre Dame have had their looks, but Murray State has been great. And here's another one coming for Adams. She's going to try to pass it in the middle. Again, it's knocked away. This time, looked like Kate Storty into the game making the play, and it'll go out for another corner.
And a really nice pass right here, slipping it through to DiMartino, who just can't get the angle on that cross, but a really good look for the Irish.
Charlie Syra will be the one to take the corner from this side as she did earlier. Notre Dame in a big line along the back post, as you see on the left side of your screen there. Served in dangerously. Close to the goal line, but Revelorio did not come out for it. So it'll be a throw for Notre Dame.
And that was almost a picture-perfect corner by the freshman Syra, really placing it nicely on almost the goal line.
That's the 4th corner for Notre Dame of the game. Had a couple looks, as you've mentioned, but nothing to go yet. Played in the middle, spinning off is Buckner. Paige Buckner will draw another corner. Coming up on 5 minutes to play in the first half. 1-0 Notre Dame on a penalty kick goal from Lily Joseph. Syra will play in the corner again. This one fades on top of the net for a goal kick. So you're again trying to put that almost screwball spin on that ball.
And that spin's really helpful because it kind of almost, A, curves the ball in, but also slows it down so the people can have time to figure out where it is in the air and kind of make the best possible attack on the goal from the corner kick in. I've been really impressed by her services. Obviously that one went out, but really good look for the future.
Syra making her 4th start, just a freshman. That one almost got through to Buckner, but it's headed away. More good defense from Murray State. That one looks like it hit Kemmerley up high. She's gonna be grabbing at her nose, but she'll be no worse for wear. Well, that's an aggressive play along the far side. And their referee's gonna let it go. No foul coming. That was a very physical play over on the far side. Under 4 to play in the first half. Served across for Milam, who'll play it back to Hollomon. Other than that one save, hasn't really had much to do. I know Notre Dame almost trapping themselves here. Stays in bounds along the far side. So it'll be taken on by Donahue, who'll try to feed it in. It deflects. English trying to get to it, but it's taken away by the Irish, and they'll look to go. Buckner running along the far side. Kemmerley on the ball. Trying to go left. Gets it back, spins towards the middle. Another nice move. Played in, and just out of the reach of Adams. It'll go out for a goal kick, but another good look from the Irish trying to cross it in.
Yeah, and taking a look back at this, a really nice service in, but just unable to get that last touch on it is number 5, Marley Adams. But in the right position, there's been so many services in. Notre Dame has done a really great job at being able to generate crosses and looks into the box. But again, what they're missing right now in the game is that final touch. Despite all of their productivity in shots and crosses, not many have been on goal. So that's kind of the next step for this Irish team in advancing their play, is being able to make sure that they're as accurate as possible. And a foul there.
Wow. Gonna be another free kick for Notre Dame. It almost looked like Canada may have leaned in there, drawn the contact. This foul is gonna come against Kate Storty. But as much as you mentioned it, Bryn, 16 shot attempts for Notre Dame, just 4 on goal. Of course, one of those was the penalty kick, which you hope is going to be on goal every time. So other than that, 15 shot attempts, 3 on goal. That's it during the run of play. But you got to give credit Murray State defense. Even on that last cross in, it looked like it was Abby McDonald making a wonderful coverage on Adams, not allowing her to get her head or her foot on it. It's Syra who will serve it in again. Headed towards goal and well wide. Get another look.
Again, just looking at this back, a nice service by Syra with number 4, Gabby Pareto, getting that header, but just unable to get it on frame.
Always tough to generate power from that angle. Pareto did her best, but nothing doing for the sophomore defender. Transferred from Kentucky before the start of this season. She had 4 game-winning goals as in her first year with the Wildcats. It's a program record for freshmen. Maybe one more chance for Notre Dame in the final 30. Canada with a couple nice moves. Trying for goal and knocked down by Revelorio. Good strike from Canada, but right at the center of the net. 15 seconds to go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Played into Kemmerley, trying to split it through, but it's deflected away, and that will do it for half number 1. The Irish take center backs, and Ava Roberson and Abby McDonald trying to kind of piece together that center back position. Of course, last year they had Mary Hardy to do that, the MVC Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, but she's since graduated and because of that kind of a hole back there. And so you'd expect early on maybe some chances against for this Racers team, but you know, only allowing 5 shots on goal despite 18 shots against has shown that their ability to prevent that last ball from Notre Dame has been strong.
And Abby McDonald especially has made a bunch of good stops earlier in the game. So interested to see if she can continue moving forward.
One's played ahead. Hodgson back into the game. Onto it for Notre Dame, into the box, trying to get free, and it's just wide. So after starting, making her first start of the season, highlighted her in the open, Ellie Hodgson getting back into action to start the second half. She's yet to play a full 90 any game this season. Kind of expected that it'll be like this the whole season. Here's a look at her first chance of the second half.
Hodgson is very fast and also very good at positioning herself to win the ball in transition. And that's a clear example of that right there as we head into a corner kick that it generated.
Will be cleared away by the Racers. So Hodgson last year, very productive for Notre Dame. We mentioned in the open, 7 goals, 2 assists. Despite only playing about half the team's minutes, this year she's kind of more played 2/3 of the team's minutes. She's still not a full 90-minute player, but getting more and more opportunities. And part of that is because of necessity, but of course the other part is the fact that she has a goal and an assist on the season, second on the team in points. In fact, other than Lily Joseph, she is the only player for Notre Dame with at least a point this year.
And Lily Joseph leading the team this season with 3 goals so far in these early games.
And you look on the other side for Murray State, they've only scored 1 goal this year, and that came off the foot of Abby Jo D'Alessandro, freshman midfielder out of Ohio. Haven't seen her in the game yet. So interesting to see if she'll get in. She scored against Missouri late in the first half of that game. Only 14 minutes for D'Alessandro. Came in as a substitution late in the first half. But haven't seen her on the ball yet much, if at all. She is currently still on the field, kind of around the center circle, kind of playing more of a midfield position. So if you're going to get a lot of your offense from her, it's probably not a long-term success strategy. You want to see, if you're a Murray State fan, you need to see Brees Bass generate something. And she had that nice pass early on. You'd like to see her have a shot in this half.
Someone else is Reagan Tate was generating a few opportunities earlier in this game for Murray State. So having those two kind of figure out how to best work together and generate some more offensive pressure will be crucial to Murray State's success moving forward into the season.
Yeah, Tate, the senior, sticking out through the coaching change. 50th career game today. Started 10-plus games in her first 3 seasons. You have to imagine she's going to, barring injury, reach that mark. And perhaps the 10th game of the season for the Racers this year. Only 1 assist in her career, normally a defender. But playing up today is, again, the Racers kind of mix and match their personnel and their formation. We're going to throw in here. DiMartino back into the game. Will take it away for the Irish and try to play it ahead. Knocked down by Murray State.
Let's go, Irish!
Working that far side of the field. Play back dangerously. Could be a break for Notre Dame. It's played ahead to Joseph. Joseph plays it back towards Hodgson. Racers rushing to get back. Hodgson cuts it back to the middle, in the box, tries the shot, save! Revelorio, and she's got it.
And in that play, a really nice combination between Joseph and Hodgson. Joseph winning it, and then kind of a back and forth back to Hodgson, who's able to just take it back in and get that shot off. And a great, strong shot by her. But Revelorio is there, able to make a very strong save.
Kirsch now will try to center it as Revelorio, one of her best stops of the evening. Not only Bryn being able to get to that, but with Joseph crashing, almost as importantly, holding on to it, allowing no rebound.
100%. Also, that connection between Joseph and Hodgson was really strong. A really good give and go between the two of them, able to generate upfield movement, and is again showing how their increased comfortability playing together from the increased minutes is really showing off as the team starts to gel together early in the season.
And how nice is it to have someone experienced in goal? Perhaps the position you'd want someone with the most experience. Revelorio, the senior, out of the state of Indiana, 200th career save in the game against Missouri. So with the 5 today, she's got 205. So very experienced. And of course, as we're seeing today, also very talented.
And both keepers today are seniors, which is definitely something worth noting, just in terms of time with the team and just the trust built up.
Yeah, but they couldn't really have much more different stories. Even though they were both seniors, for Jackie Hollomon, it's just her second career start, with her first being Notre Dame's last game just a few nights ago against Nebraska. And then you look on the other side for Griselda Revelorio. She's playing her 51st game in goal.
And looking back at this run, you can see it's a really great passing pattern. Both of them showing off their speed and just a great dribble in by Hodgson, able to get that shot off her left foot.
Have to see if this one's going to be a corner or a goal kick.
I believe a goal kick, and it's confirmed by the referees as Hodgson wasn't able to escape her last touch on the ball.
I think she wanted a corner kick. Couldn't quite tell from here who hit it last, but goal kick forthcoming. We get another look at Hodgson's speed, racing McDonald, and certainly looks like the refs made the right call on that look. Syra heads it down, and it's gathered in by Charlie Codd, who also re-enters after starting.
And a quick foul there with Hodgson getting the back of her leg clipped.
All right, we'll try to move quick, but got to bring it back to the spot of the foul, so Canada will have to reset it. Pretty good opportunity here. Will be the second free kick for Notre Dame. They've also, of course, had the penalty kick. Joseph standing over it. Maybe far to shoot, especially with a wall. She was a little closer in the first half, but she went for the pass.
So interested to see what she chooses to do here.
Goes for the pass again. Oh, nice look, and it just doesn't connect. As Syra looking to the back post, what a passing play that would have been.
That was a very well-organized possession play, with the ball being passed to Syra, who slots it in for Codd, who seems to get tripped up there and just misses the ability to finish. But a great and creative play there, really showing the team's talent with Syra's ability to spin the ball like that and kind of get it through the defenders.
Yeah, what a feed. Looks like it would have been onside as well, but just a kind of handcuffed Codd a bit. Didn't know whether she should go for the foot or the knee or even like the upper leg area, and just unable to get a good touch on it.
But a very creative play as well that could potentially work in future games down the line.
Really nice ball from Syra. Second half just getting underway here at Alumni Stadium, South Bend, Indiana. Thanks for joining us. Charlie Morris, my partner Bryn Willery, on this Sunday afternoon game. It's part of a doubleheader for Notre Dame soccer today. The men's team hosts Northwestern later this evening. 7:30 start, still on the ACC network at ESPN+, so definitely stick around for that one if you are a fan of Notre Dame. Right now, the women's team looking for their first win of the season. 0-3 start. It's the first time in program history they have gone winless through their first 3 games. On the flip side, you've got Murray State, who's looking for their first win over a Power 4 opponent since defeating Indiana in 2019. Of course, very tough task against not only a Power 4 opponent, but the 8th ranked team in the country on the road.
But Murray State's very much held their own today, really showing some strength in their back line and with their goalkeeping unit, and showing very promising signs for their season moving forward. Their biggest task now is to kind of figure out how to get that offensive engine going with all of their talent up front.
This corner is served in and played away. I have to agree, the defense has been what they needed today, but not really much generating offensively. That one served in. Revelorio had to fist it away with bodies crashing in white jerseys to the back post. That one will just be cleared away. And easy touch for Milam.
And Notre Dame plays a very aggressive style of soccer, sending a lot of bodies forward and really pressing and defending as a unit.
Yeah, you know, it's of course possible when you take a 1-0 lead at half to kind of play a little bit more conservative and try to go for the win. But I think, Bryn, if you're Notre Dame, the struggles offensively, the frustration early on this year, you'd rather not kind of sit back and go, hey, we scored a penalty kick and that's how we won the game. You know, if you're an Irish fan or an Irish coach, you'd like to see a goal during the run of play. You'd like to see even more shots on goal. Here's a look at Joseph sending it in, Brandon, almost for Notre Dame.
Again, able to get a really nice scissors and beat the defender down the line. And here she is again.
Yeah, leaning in, playing it off. Hodgson will try to chip it. That will go over the net. It's well defended by D'Alessandro.
And it goes out for a corner kick.
Oh, are they saying that was deflected?
Yeah.
Corner kick coming for Notre Dame. Not much argument from the Murray State players, so.
But again, a good little playoff for Lillian Joseph, as it looks like right away it gets deflected up, which probably explains why it went over.
So Canada looks like she's going to play it in. Ying re-enters for Notre Dame. Played near post and headed away. Comes out and trying to break free is Kirsch, but she loses it, does well to recover and play it back. Swung to the far side for Canada. Will knock it down. One-on-one guarded aggressively by Aaron O'Shea. And O'Shea almost takes it away. Ying there to save it for the Irish. Logan plays it in the middle. Give and go does not connect with Canada, and so Murray State will take it. Here's Bass. She's tripped up, and that's going to be a foul. Notre Dame bench not pleased, but Chase Ying will pick up that foul. Get another look.
Yeah, taking another look at this, I was kind of surprised this was a foul. I guess it was the extended arm right there at the back end of that play that caused Ying to be called.
Yeah, it looked like the foot got most of the ball, but I agree. Good eyes, Bryn. There's another piece of contact. Ref will let this one play, though. Joseph trying to play it ahead. Oh, it's mishit. Hodgson trying to get to it. It'll be rescued first.
And number 7,
O'Shea.
Aaron O'Shea, really getting to the ball there and doing a great job clearing it out.
Yeah, good eyes. That was a very, arguably saved a goal. The back pressure there from O'Shea.
Let's go, White. Here we go, 2. Here we go, 2.
Much of the possession favoring Notre Dame, but not as many looks at goal early on in this half as they had early in the first half. They did have the one shot from Hodgson on the odd man rush. If Murray State can kind of push the pace a little bit, as falling down is Logan. Oh, it's taken away by Bass, who's in alone. Brees Bass is stopped by Hollomon. Oh, you're not going to get a better look than that.
And a good composure there by Hollomon, as you can see with a quick slip on the turf by number 2, and Brees is able to just break through and get a really good look, but Jackie Hollomon stays composed and is able to stop a very, very dangerous attack for Murray State.
Coming off a 3-save performance against Nebraska, second save of the day for Jackie Hollomon, and that one of the 10-bell variety, robbing last year's leading scorer for Murray State, who is in all alone, and got to look over at the sideline after that save from Hollomon, and just for all the Murray State coaches, hands on head in disbelief that they have not tied this game.
That was an almost silver platter opportunity that just was not able to be finished.
Just goes to show that no matter how much you control the ball, control the shots on goal tally, all it takes is one opportunity, and this game will flip on its head. Here's another look, Brent.
And taking a look back at this, it seems like Claire Logan had slipped, allowing Brees to kind of get the ball again and have that great look. But Hollomon was able to very well keep her composure there and make a really, really strong stop that's keeping her team with the lead right now. A great performance by the senior goalkeeper.
Yeah, making her second straight start. Now 5 saves, just 1 goal against since taking over as the starter. Last year's starter, Sonoma Kasika, tweaked something in warm-ups before the Nebraska game, and that has opened the door for Hollomon, and maybe that door won't be closed, Brent.
She's had a very strong performance today with all of the looks she's had, and especially in that moment under a very pressure-driven situation, was able to make a really big stop.
Think about that one if this game continues to stay close throughout this second half. And even if Notre Dame does put another one on the board, still have to think, imagine the shift in momentum, the shift in emotional kind of thought. If you're Notre Dame, you're going, here we go again, tied in the second half. Of course, Notre Dame has played a mid-major this year here at Alumni Field, Alumni Stadium. They tied Samford. That was a frustrating result for the entire team and coaching staff. Scoring first, not coming away with a victory today would also be a very frustrating result, and it was almost a 1-1 game because of that look. So remember that save from Jackie Hollomon. So even, and on the flip side, Bryn, can Murray State gain any momentum from that look? Does that kind of invigorate some of their forwards a little bit?
Especially with like adrenaline rushing from that one play that got so close to scoring. I'm interested to see how they respond and if that changes their pressure, energy, and momentum moving forward. Because 100%, you just got an amazing chance on goal, and while you didn't achieve it, how does that change your mindset going forward and bring you back into the game?
Yeah, perhaps it sparks belief like, hey, we can crack this back line for Notre Dame. We just got to do the right things, be aggressive. As that one's played towards the middle, out of the reach of Hodgson. Recovered along the far side. Kirsch will play it in, just misses a couple bodies. Now it's fed back to the middle. What a save! Oh, Revelorio denied Joseph from just on top of the box. Both keepers putting on a show.
Yeah, and seeing here, Kirsch plays it into the box, kind of bounces through. DiMartino places it back, and Joseph is able to get her foot on it, but just can't slide it past the Murray State keeper, who makes an amazing save.
Perhaps her best of the night, although many could be that. But that one from point blank, so now both teams missing glorious opportunities to put the ball in the net, so it stays remarkably so 1-0. Here's one last look.
And just seeing the save from Revelorio, she's able to make that diving stop, kind of adjusting her positioning mid-shot to really save her team again.
Yeah, just got to try to get as big as possible. That's exactly what Griselda Revelorio did. Keep the game 1-0. So say, remember the save by Hollomon. If Murray State can find the equalizer, remember that one from their senior keeper. Just over 25 minutes to play. Let's go Irish chant from some of the fans in attendance. They do force the turnover off the throw-in. Here's Canada in the middle. Reese Canada, one of the talented freshmen who've been soaking up minutes for Nate Norman. Here's Logan. Plays it back in the direction of Hollomon, who will kick it away. Hodgson applying pressure. Revelorio will keep it moving. DiMartino also pressuring. Forces the steal. Trying to drive it wide. Now has some space. Throws it to the middle. Joseph a chance. That's blocked. Another corner.
It's been the game of blocked shots. There's been so many crosses into the box. And just taking a look back at this, DiMartino really put in the effort to win the ball, is able to have that strong cross in, bounces around, and Joseph just can't get the angle because of the good positioning of the Murray State defenders.
It's Abby McDonald again with the block. Jace Ying will take the corner. Into the middle and headed high. Hodgson looks like she might have gotten her forehead on it, but it goes over the crossbar. 9th corner of the game for Notre Dame and still nothing to show.
Just showing this again, Hodgson does get her head on it, but just again over the goal.
It's Charlie Codd, 4 goals last year. Would like to see her get going if you're a Notre Dame fan. 2 shots in the game today. But other than the penalty kick goal in the first half from Lily Joseph, not much doing for either team offensively, especially those last balls. They've gotten some chances, but feels like both teams could have more goals than they currently do. Shots 24-2 Notre Dame. Shots on goal 7-2. Those 24 shots, by the way, well past their previous season high of 21. Here will be 25, and it will go wide of the far post. That was fed into the box towards goal by Kate Kemmerley, but once again, just skitters wide, and so Revelorio will have another goal kick. About halfway through the second half. No goals to speak of yet since the break. It's off the forehead of D'Alessandro and out of bounds. Notre Dame will get it right back. Gabby Pareto back in the game. Also down there, Bristol Kirsch. Joseph trying to flip it through, but it's knocked away. Ramdeen looking to get onto it, and she does. Saved and hit away by Milam. Gabby Ramdeen wearing number 23 in navy blue. First career start today. And back in there after coming out early in the first half. That's played away. It'll be a throw coming as Natalie Miller trying to make it happen. Notre Dame cannot believe that it's going to be a Murray State throw. Did you see who that went out off?
Couldn't tell from our angle up here, but some of those calls, I don't think the referee knows either. If it's close, you kind of have to go with what you think in these situations.
And of course, the assistant referee line judge kind of hanging out by midfield, so it would have been a tough angle for him as well. Either way, Irish have it back.
Some quick possession around the back line, trying to build an opportunity to move forward.
Here's Pareto. Has it back on the give and go, nearly gave it away to an oncoming Bass. Now, nice looking ball played by Codd. Running onto it is Kemmerley. Cuts it back and she scores! What a beautiful goal from Kate Kemmerley, and the Irish have doubled the lead.
And taking a look back at this, you can see it was a huge team effort for this goal finished by Kemmerley, where it was built out from the back and placed a beautiful spinning ball to Kate Kemmerley, running onto it, who was able to make a really great drive inward and get such a strong finish, getting her first goal as a Notre Dame Irish player. The freshman creating a beautiful finish to get Notre Dame the needed second goal in the second half.
First collegiate goal for Kate Kemmerley, and Charlie Codd with the beautiful assist. They combine, and Notre Dame with a little breathing room, 2-0. They score during the run of play, and it doesn't get much nicer than that.
And that's their strategy executed. Notre Dame is very strong at building out of the back and then finding those transition plays. But where they were lacking the first half is that final finish. And Kate Kemmerley there was able to create a very nice, clean finish on the back end of a beautiful play to create basically like a textbook goal.
That's going to be one that Nate Norman and his staff look at in the film room and cannot help but be pleased, as the referee is going to get in the way of the run of play. Here's one more glance at this pass from Charlie Codd.
And Charlie Codd, again, able to put a very nice ball forward. Kate Kemmerley making a nice cut, and again, driving that ball behind the keeper. Really great play from her today.
You see the celebratory hug from her and Reese Canada, another freshman looking for her first career goal. Played well early on. That one's played through again. Reveloria will come out for it. So a big sigh of relief for Notre Dame. Always nice to convert your set pieces, your penalty kicks, but it's got to feel good for them to be able to put the ball in the net without needing one of those as well. Just going to go back to that save by Jackie Hollomon, how different this game could have been if the top offensive weapon for this Racers team in Brees Bass was able to bury that look from inside the box on the mini breakaway. But Jackie Hollomon with the important save, and now Notre Dame is up by 2 with under 20 minutes to go. Marley Adams will re-enter the game. DiMartino exits. So if that's it for Riley DiMartino today, she made her second start, had a couple good looks, a couple good crosses from the right side. She only had 2 starts all of last year, so good to see her kind of growing into a new expanded role this year.
And this right here is kind of what made the difference. Is despite Brees Bass really attacking, Hollomon was able to make a very strong save, and that paved the way for Notre Dame to get this 2-0 lead instead of a 1-1 game.
It's an unbelievable turn of events. And you know that there aren't, in NCAA women's soccer, there aren't post-game press conferences, but if there were, you'd have to imagine that Ben Madsen would point to those exact plays and say, if that first one goes in, that second one doesn't happen. And this game is probably a 1-1 game right now.
Also, a notable substitution that just occurred is Lily Joseph just left the game. Again, kind of showing more of Notre Dame's comfortability with the score right now.
That one's played into the middle. Nearly a look for Miller. Still on it. Now it's kicked out of bounds. You mentioned it, Bryn. I think clearly the best player in this game has been Lily Joseph, and she got rewarded with the goal. And there she is on the sideline after a good day of work for her. 3rd goal of the season in that first half on the penalty kick. And she has been subbed off. Let's get a look at her day today. 7 shot attempts, 3 of them on goal, including that penalty kick goal. And part of that talented junior class, and, you know, one of the few healthy members of that class. And so I'd like to see her stay healthy, stay effective. So in a 2-0 lead, as you mentioned it, with Notre Dame perhaps now a bit more willing to think about defensive responsibilities, they're willing to sub out their talented forward. Murray State, 15.5 minutes to press. Try to find something. You get one, you never know. Pretty crafty play from Mills there. Here's Ying. Oh, she'll play it back. Codd for Hodgson, plays out wide. Here's Kirsch with the left foot, and she was offside. Call made by the assistant ref along the far side. Out VAR, so much different, you know, coming off the World Cup this summer. You watch plays happen, you see ball goes in the net, and at least for me, my first thought was always, oh, is this coming back for offside? And obviously a lot different here in the NCAA, where you make those calls instantly without the power of that video review.
And with those adjusted VAR rules, it's going to be used even less, really preventing the game from slowing down for extended periods of time.
And it's really up to the line judges to make the calls live, and almost always those are going to be the ones that stick. Here's a chance for Murray State, fed into the middle, but off the side of the foot of Reagan Tate, and will go out for a Notre Dame goal kick, just unable to get what she wanted on that one with her left foot. There's Hodgson, has a runner coming, gets it through to Kemmerley, looking for her second, but it's knocked away. Notre Dame corner. 10th corner kick coming for the Irish.
Looking back at this one, you can see Hodgson puts the ball through to Kemmerley, who's on the run. A little too much of a touch, and I believe O'Shea is able to clear it out.
Towards the near post, it's loose for a second and then knocked away. Another block for the Murray State defense. We content to kick it out and reset themselves. Notre Dame throw with 13 minutes to play in the second half. Irish with a 2-0 lead, 1 goal in the first half. Lily Joseph on a penalty kick. 1 goal here in the second half, the first in the collegiate career of Kate Kemmerley. On the assist from Charlie Codd. Notre Dame out shooting the Racers 26-2 in the game. Although the 2 shots for Murray State have both been on goal and both led to very good chances. For Notre Dame, just 8 of their 27 shots have been on goal. How about Coach Norman laying out to knock down that ball? Looking like Griselda Revelorio out there today.
Taking a dive of his own on the sidelines.
Diving saves are now, let's say, 5-1. We get another look at Coach laying out.
Coach going for it.
Good form.
Showing his players what it means to put your body on the line.
That's called leading by example.
Hollomon better watch out. There might be an extra goalie on this roster.
Yeah, maybe 4 keepers should be listed for the Irish. Of course, we've mentioned Sonoma Cassica and Jackie Hollomon. They also have Madeline Agee, transfer from Holy Cross, who's the 3rd keeper. Probably the backup this afternoon, considering Cassica's injury in warmups in the Nebraska game. Not sure if she's available yet, so you'd have to imagine that if something, and of course you don't hope, but if something were to happen to Hollomon in these final 11+ minutes, I have to imagine Agee is next up, or Nate Norman. Kemmerley off a nice give and go with a little bit of green grass in front of her, plays it wide to Codd. Codd with a step back and then one touch a little too far. Played away by the Murray State defense. Headed away from Ramdeen. Bass also in the area. Bass has it now. Could be a rush chance for the Racers. Here's Brees Bass trying to cut it through. And it's well defended. Good work by Abby Mills to snuff out the rush. Still loose though. And Notre Dame will play it out of danger. Emergency play to the sideline.
And Brees Bass's speed was shown on that play, as she was really trying to push forward, but too many Notre Dame people there to defend.
And you can see the talent when the ball is on her foot. She's had the best chance for the Racers in the game. She had a pretty good look there. She had a really nice pass to set up their other shot on goal of the game. So you can see the talent when she has it. Going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Missouri Valley Conference this year for a Murray State team that is projected to finish 4th. They finished 2nd last year. As Hodson with an individual rush, trying to get it through. Kemmerley again, yeah! Kate Kemmerley with her 2nd. And Notre Dame is up 3-0 as Hodgson makes it happen and Kemmerley puts it away.
And Kate Kemmerley might have been what this Irish team is looking for. A great play by Hodgson, driving it forward and then getting it to the foot of Kemmerley, who's able to slide it in and get that finish, bringing Notre Dame to a 3-0 lead over Murray State. And just again, a very nice finish by the freshman, Kate Kemmerley, her 2nd goal of the game. And she's kind of what the Irish were missing earlier in the game, because they were getting all these chances but weren't able to finish. And with both of those beautiful slot backs into the lower corner of the goal, helping Notre Dame to get a much more secure lead over Murray State.
1 goal with the left foot, 1 goal with the right foot today for Kate Kemmerley in the first 2 goals of her collegiate career. Drawing a nice ovation from the crowd, and the crowd that is certain to get to know her better. She's just now in her 4th collegiate game. Certainly, if today is any indication of what we should expect from her, we'll be hearing her name a lot. Hodgson with another run into the box. Hodgson trying to cut it back, defended there by McDonald. Still it's loose and played away. Notre Dame still hungry for more despite the 3-goal lead. By the way, Brees Bass and Ava Roberson have been subbed out of the game. So Ben Madsen, I should say, trying to rest his stars, down 3.
Murray State, though, has a good foundation built from this game. Again, Notre Dame is one of the top 10 teams right now in college soccer during the preseason. Getting this experience will help them significantly moving forward, and especially the defensive unit put on a pretty great performance, especially in the first half.
I agree, Bryn. I think there are plenty of positives you can take away from this game. Offense was opportunistic, generated not much in terms of quantity, but both of their shots went on goal. Their defense, couple nice blocks, really nice plays, kind of until they had to push for a little bit more offense. Think about Notre Dame's 2nd goal. I do not know how that's not a handball, by the way. Think about Notre Dame's 2nd goal with Murray State pushing and leads to, Codd makes that nice pass to kind of set up a 2-on-1, and that 3rd goal, kind of a little bit of a broken play, just ending up on the foot of Kate Kemmerley. So certainly some positives for the Murray State team. It's just the 3rd time in the regular season they've ever played against a ranked opponent. And not many worse than Notre Dame. Or better than Notre Dame. Many worse than Notre Dame, I should say. That should probably also be a handball, but haven't called any yet. What's the reason to change your philosophy now?
I don't think there's been a single handball called in this game today. There's been multiple questionable
That was a chance in the box that was blocked. Looked like Sammy Wilson may have had a chance, but it was deflected away. Looking ahead for the Fighting Irish, they have 3 more non-conference games to go after this one. 2 of them against Power 4 opponents. The next game is at Michigan, and they host Michigan State and IU Indy before conference play begins. Of course, that game against Michigan State is going to be a big one for those players, those talented juniors who are kind of game to game. Certainly, Nate Norman would love to have those players back, Izzy Engel and Annabelle Chukwu, especially for that one. On the flip side, for Murray State, they have 6 more non-conference games after this one, all against mid-major opponents. Their next 3 are UT Austin, Georgia Southern, then they head to Marshall. 1 Eastern start on Thursday for the Racers. Have to hope these players can get some excused absences.
Busy schedule for the Irish, as it seems like Gabby Ramdeen for Murray State went down for a second and was grabbing at her leg. So hopefully she's okay after a push down from number 25 Canada on the Irish. But no, a very busy schedule for both teams as they kind of prepare to go into the majority of their games.
And of course, like in most sports, especially this one, once conference play begins, it does not end. So, Notre Dame after this one, only 3 more opportunities to kind of iron out even more of their wrinkles before they play against Clemson on September 11th for their first conference game of the year. For Murray State, a bit more time with 6 non-conference games, but big challenge for them is going to be, can they duplicate their success from last year? Second best team in the Missouri Valley Conference during the regular season. They won their final 5 conference regular season games before being eliminated by the eventual conference tournament champions in UIC in the tournament, as that shot is going to sail wide right.
Good opportunity there, though, to try to get some more momentum in these last 6 minutes.
Kind of see what they can do for the rest of their non-conference schedule, try to get ready for when Missouri Valley Conference play begins. Again, with a new coach, 12 new players on the roster, it's going to be very difficult for them to repeat that 10-win season they had last year. It was played in the box, and it will be gathered in by Revelorio, who has had a wonderful game today. Started strong, 6 saves on the afternoon. Notre Dame has gotten to her twice in this half. Just about 5 minutes to play here at Alumni Stadium. Barring a miracle of miracles, Notre Dame will exit today with their first win of the season, their second time with a clean sheet if they were to hold this score. Jackie Hollomon would pick up her first career clean sheet. The Irish would set a new season high with 3 goals in a game. They averaged that last year, so of course, if you're a fan of Notre Dame, you'd like to see them get up to that total more consistently, but it's a step in the right direction, right?
It's a good start.
You weren't expecting them to come out and put up and kind of like make the narrative from the first 3 games completely disappear. It's going to be a build throughout the rest of this game and the rest of the non-conference schedule to kind of get to the point they want to be at for ACC play. And this is a big step for them. They needed a game like this where they were not only in control, but also putting the ball in the net. And they've got it today, and they're up late in the second half.
And a huge round of applause for Kate Kemmerley really able to make her name known as a freshman, one of her first games of the season, with 2 huge goals. With
you know, you need to put the ball in or through the net to score. No matter how unimpressive you may look at other things, if you can have the good last ball, if you can have the good finish, if you can shoot from 3, you're going to make an impact no matter what. And Kemmerley has looked the part, but most importantly today, she's had that last ball. She's been the one to score the goals. So when you score goals, it doesn't matter what the rest of your game looks like. As here's another one that's just wide.
a good opportunity there by number 8, Randy Four.
We get to the final 10 seconds here at Alumni Stadium. Notre Dame will walk out of here with their first win of the season. They'll improve to 1-0-3. Murray State drops to 0-3. There's the final horn. It is a victory for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They defend their home